Imagine a world without Nike Air Force, Air Max, or the iconic Jordans. This could have been a reality if Nike hadn't tricked Adidas into losing billions of dollars and changing sneaker history forever in their favor. In 1984, Nike was on the brink of a downfall in basketball. While it had made waves as a running shoe brand, in basketball, the brand was barely surviving. Big guys like Converse, Adidas, and Puma reigned supreme in the sport. Converse had captured the nation's attention by signing icons like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And then there was Adidas, known for its high-performance, stylish gear, and backed by none other than NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Together, these brands had secured their place in the hearts of athletes and fans alike. But Nike? It was dying out of no sales, no reputation. With only 17% of the market share in basketball shoes, they were hardly taken seriously. They didn't have a single NBA star to speak of. The company was losing its grip on the one market it desperately needed to stay relevant. At this pivotal moment, Nike needed a miracle. They knew that signing a star player could be the boost they needed to climb to the top. But without a strong reputation in basketball, they were a hard sell. Yet, fate was about to give them an unexpected opportunity. Around the same time, a young college guard from North Carolina was generating buzz. He had the skill, charisma, and style to change the game. This young athlete had been obsessed with Adidas since he was a kid, dreaming of wearing their signature 3 stripes when he went pro. He was on the verge of making that dream come true, with Adidas gearing up to sign him as their newest star. The player's name? Michael Jordan. At this point, no one knew the impact he would have on basketball, but there was a feeling in the air, a sense that he had something special, a potential to change the sport. For Adidas, signing Jordan would have been a slam dunk. It could have cemented their place as the brand of basketball for years to come. But at the final meeting, Adidas executives made a shocking decision. They looked at Jordan, weighed their options, and ultimately decided he wasn't worth the investment. They told him, "Thanks, but we'll focus on other priorities." Adidas had turned down the player who would go on to become the greatest basketball player in history. When Nike heard the news, they knew this was their chance. Despite their struggles, they saw Jordan as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the key to securing their place in the sport. With no time to waste, Nike pulled out all the stops and made Jordan an unprecedented offer. But it was his mother Dolores who convinced him to take the meeting with Nike. She negotiated fiercely, insisting on the best terms for her son, including a rare royalty clause on every pair sold, a move that would prove revolutionary for both Jordan and Nike. This brave demand not only secured her son's financial future, but also set a new standard in athlete endorsements, reshaping the sports marketing landscape. Nike offered $500,000 per year, an unheard figure at the time, more than 5 times what other players were making from endorsements. His own signature line of shoes. No athlete had ever received this level of branding and personal recognition from a sportswear brand. Creative control over his brand, allowing him to build a brand image that reflected his personal style and vision. The sports world was in disbelief. Critics laughed at Nike's investment, calling it risky, even reckless. After all, they were betting their future on a rookie who hadn't even played an NBA game yet. But for Nike, this was an all-or-nothing moment. They weren't just looking to make a good business decision. They wanted to revolutionize basketball and the way players and fans viewed their evolving relationship with iconic sports sneakers. On October 18th, 1984, Michael Jordan stepped onto the NBA court for the first time, wearing his brand new black and red Nikes, the soon-to-be legendary Air Jordans. But trouble was already brewing. The bold black and red color scheme didn't comply with the NBA's strict uniform rules, which required players to wear predominantly white shoes. The NBA banned Jordan's new shoes from the court, issuing Nike a warning to change the colors or face a hefty fine. Nike was faced with a choice: conform to the rules or stand out. But instead of backing down, they chose rebellion. In an audacious move, Nike offered to pay every single fine the NBA issued, a staggering $5,000 per game, for the chance to keep the black and red design on the court. And they took it a step further, turning the ban into a brilliant marketing opportunity. Nike launched the Banned campaign with the slogan, "The NBA can't stop you from wearing them." Ads showed the forbidden shoes, claiming they were the sneakers the league didn't want anyone to have. The gamble paid off. Nike had transformed a simple fine into a marketing goldmine. The Banned campaign was an instant hit, creating a buzz no other sneaker brand had achieved before. Suddenly, everyone wanted the shoes that the NBA didn't want them to wear. The result was a phenomenon no one could have predicted. Kids lined up around the block, hoping to get their hands on a pair of Air Jordans. Stores were sold out within hours of each new release. Fights broke out in shopping malls. Nike hadn't just created a shoe, they had sparked the beginning of sneaker culture. The Air Jordans were now more than sneakers. They were a symbol of rebellion, style, and a new kind of cool. Nike had anticipated selling $3 million worth of Air Jordans in the first year, but they weren't prepared for what happened next. By the end of that first year, Air Jordan sales hit a jaw-dropping $126 million. Nike had smashed its target by more than 40 times. The Air Jordan line wasn't just a hit, it was a revolution. Nike's transformation was now unstoppable. 1984. Nike basketball revenue was around $40 million. 1985. Air Jordan alone brought in $126 million. By 1990, Nike basketball was worth over $1 billion. And today, the Jordan brand alone is worth over $5.1 billion. Michael Jordan's partnership with Nike became the most successful athlete endorsement in history. To this day, he has earned an estimated $1.7 billion from his deal with Nike, far surpassing his career earnings from the NBA. Meanwhile, Adidas watched from the sidelines as Nike soared. That single decision to pass on Michael Jordan cost Adidas billions. They had unknowingly handed Nike the crown, not just in basketball, but in sportswear culture around the world. Nike's Air Jordans redefined what it meant to wear sneakers. They were no longer just a product. They were a statement, a piece of history. More than just creating shoes, Nike had built a movement. They captured a culture of individuality, of breaking the rules and setting trends, a culture that no competitor could copy. Today, Nike controls 86% of the US basketball sneaker market, while Adidas has a mere 5%. The Air Jordan line alone is a multi-billion-dollar empire. This isn't just the story of a brand that grew, it's a lesson in vision and risk-taking. In business, products can be copied, prices can be matched, and features can be replicated. But culture? That's forever. By creating an emotional connection with fans and building a brand that went beyond the product, Nike forged a path no other brand could take. So the next time you lace up a pair of Air Jordans, remember, it's not just a shoe. It's a story of a brand that risked everything, a legacy that defined a generation, and a reminder that sometimes the boldest moves create the biggest legends. Sometimes the difference between success and failure is the willingness to take a risk that others won't. In 1984, Nike was up against giants with all the odds stacked against them, but they saw an opportunity where others only saw risk. By betting everything on Michael Jordan, they proved that real breakthroughs come from bold moves, relentless belief, and the courage to stand out, even if it means facing fines, criticism, or doubt. The lesson? In life and business, it's easy to play it safe, to follow the rules and stay within limits. But true greatness comes from daring to push boundaries, from seeing potential others overlook, and from creating not just a product or service, but something that resonates, something that people believe in, just like Nike did. Remember that bold moves today might just become the legends of tomorrow.